Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises on Hashem, YAHAWASHI, Hashem, RICANS, double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, and shalom to my YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is by the Kava Cup coming at you with another lesson. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is a Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of a Mashiach is Yahweh. All right, so I did talk about this before, and we have gone into this before, but there is a hierarchy of Yahawah being at the top, then it's YAHAWASHI, then it's the man, then it's the woman. In addition to that, there's also the children that's under the woman, but right now we're going to be talking about the man and YAHAWAH. All right. Basically, understanding is that, or the misconception that a lot of people have is that even this, and this applies with women, this applies with men and everything. In today's society, a lot of men take it upon themselves to or think that they need to worship women. All right, so this breeds a simp culture, which thankfully I'm allowed to say that on this platform. It breeds a simp culture. It breeds a simp culture where men just throw money at women just because they're women, or women feel like they are entitled to a man's money just because they are women, and the women don't have to do anything for them. When in actuality, this type of thought process is asked backwards. In reality, okay, the men are the prize. The men are the ones that are supposed to be sought after, but specifically a good, righteous man of the Lord. More specifically, all right. And the reason for that is because let me get this. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So the reason why a man is going to be more precious than fine gold is because the man is going to be the one that's going to be protecting all these women. And this is even in psychology. All right, when there is an emergency, if there's a problem that's going on, like for example, let's say there's a snake. Okay, let's just say there's a snake in a room. All right, and there's one woman. The woman is going to scream and basically notify anyone within the vicinity that there is a problem, there is an issue. All right, you basically this is a understanding. All right, that everyone knows that whenever they hear a woman, there's going to be a man that's going to be running, to see what is the problem, what is the issue, and if they can handle said issues. That's funny. I think that's funny because that is the case. Because I'm not gonna lie, if there was not necessarily a snake, I mean maybe not. I don't know if I would handle a snake. Depends on who is in trouble. But the main point is that if it is a issue that a man can handle, the man's going to find a way to resolve the problem, because the man is not going to scream. The reason why the women scream is because it is like, it's like not necessarily, what's the word, a mating call, but not necessarily a mating call, but a call to have someone else handle it, because the woman is ill-equipped to handle said situation. All right, especially when it comes to issues of problems, because that is another thing. Let me see. If she cry not, I think it's in Deuteronomy. I mean, if my computer will go quickly, bear with me. Oh, So Deuteronomy 22, Exodus. Okay, so Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death, for as when a man riseth against his neighbor, slayeth him, even so is this matter. He found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. So this is the thing when a woman is supposed to be screaming or notifying someone that there is an issue and there is a problem, which in this case is when there is a problem and a man is forcing himself on a woman, and that is where a man is supposed to be protecting said woman or doing something in order to protect her. All right. So as a result, you got stuff like this where finding a good man that will protect you in these times of trouble is being compared to a man that's more precious than fine gold. All right. Now, with this in mind, all right, there's also the other side of it where there are men that think that the supreme top-notch thing. I would say that this is kind of primarily more focused into atheism, but that is not the case, as people expect. Basically, what is in today's society is that the roles are kind of reversed. They think that it's the woman at the top, then the man, then YAHAWASHI, then it's YAHAWAH. So Yahweh being the name of the Most High Power, Yahweh, and YAHAWASHI being the name of the Son, YAHAWASHI. So basically, they think that it's the woman at the top, then it's the man, then YAHAWASHI, then it's Yahweh. And the thing is that people think that men are only supposed to be doing good for women, and men are never supposed to expect anything in return from women. And then men are supposed to expect, or people in general, are supposed to expect nothing but good from Yahweh, Yahawashi, all right? And they can never expect evil, or Yahawashi is basically banned from doing any kind of evil or any kind of judgment on said people. And this is the big issue. This is the big problem, as well as misconception that people have. Now, the inspiration for me to do this lesson is because I really would like to talk about how in the so-called black community, okay, well, no, that's not right. That's inaccurate. It's in the Israelite community, all right, because this doesn't just apply to so-called black men, but it also applies to the so-called Hispanic men as well. And I don't know about the Native Americans, but for so-called black men and so-called Hispanic men, okay, Dragon Ball Z has always been a big thing, a big influence on their lives, and that is kind of what they grew up on, me included. So I'm gonna let this video play so you can see, a bit of what
that is, yeah, and that is perfect for every black person, because no matter what kind of black person you are, every black person and every, for some reason, Mexican person is a DBZ nigga, period. Because Saiyans, in essence, Goku's entire character arc start off like this. Start off as a kid, he was a little guy beating up big dudes. He beat the demon. That's the Christian mythos right there. He beat Demon King.
Okay, you know what? Hold on, because this guy actually says a lot more good stuff, and I don't want to make this video too long, and I don't want to play too much of the video, but I really need to show more of what he said, because I think he really kind of puts a lot of things into perspective. Okay,
Nah, I understand.
Because Tyler Perry to me is a closeted drag queen. That's what he feels like to me. That's what he appears to be. He is a straight man. Tyler Perry is a wholly straight man.
Those types of traits. You will. Like, think woman for so long. You going
Different class. There's this, which is niggas do this. Like, what the fuck you mean, bro? What's going on?
every
Like,
time
they press you.
do this, like it's like the nails, bro. They throw me
Okay,
off.
but
Go ahead, bro.
but that's the issue here, and this is where you come in so perfectly with this whole thing, because you have found a black person. Because no matter what kind of black person you are, every
All right, Slocky, I'll just let this play.
black person and every for some reason Mexican person is a DBZ nigga. Period. Because Saiyans, in essence, Goku's entire character arc start off like this. Start off as a kid, he was a little guy beating up big dudes. He beat the demon. That's the Christian mythos right there. He beat Demon King Piccolo. Most black people relate to Christianity. You beat a demon, they love you. That's the Dragon Ball Z comes in. Fighting your brother, black on black violence. Raditz immediately. Boom. That's black. After that, what happened? Hotep nigga comes in. Vegeta comes in, and with his bald-headed black dude, the Terry Crews, the big bald-headed black dude, the Terry Crews comes in. Boom. Nappa. After that, it's black on black violence. But Vegeta reveals that we should stop fighting each other because the real demon is bigger than us.
This is
Frieza.
a thought-provoking conversation. I've never thought about it like.
All right, so yeah, actually, this is very thought provoking, and it does make you kind of like realize, because, yes, growing up, I guess, or Slakia, not growing up, but in the whole Dragon Ball arc, Goku's main, I guess, villain is a bit of like the Piccolos, you know, because it does start with Demon King Piccolo being one of the actual main antagonists, in addition to, you know, a bit of the Red Ribbon Army, but for some reason that doesn't get talked about too much. But there's also, you know, the Piccolo Jr., okay, which is also at the end of Dragon Ball, all right, and Slakia. And then as a result of that, you know, there is that, I guess, the spiritual aspect of, you know, fighting these demons that kind of rule our lives and kind of like get in the way of us being able to, I don't really know like how the best way to actually bring it out, but like just, I don't know, I guess like the demons that we face when we're younger, and then it gets to the whole so-called black on black violence of the whole, which is in Dragon Ball Z, as most people have watched. Because I will admit, I didn't see all of Dragon Ball. I think I only saw up to the start. I just saw the first tournament with Goku and Krillin versus Master Roshi. But the main point is that yes, you see all these parallels of Goku, you know, fighting his people, fighting his brother, fighting Raditz, fighting Nappa, fighting Vegeta, and then Vegeta basically indirectly introduces them to this bigger issue. It's an issue that's bigger than just the two of them. But yet, even though there's a bigger issue than just the two of them, it is still conflict between Goku and Vegeta, for the most part, all throughout Z. And this was brought dragged up into the Buu saga, where after the Buu saga it becomes more of a friendly rivalry, but in actuality in Dragon Ball Z, in Z specifically, it's not a friendly rivalry. It's an actual, it's a bit more of a, where those two, well, specifically Vegeta does not actually like Goku, and he actually wants Goku, you know, destroyed by his hands, okay? Because even that, if you take a look at the Buu saga in when Goku returns to help beat Babidi, okay, Vegeta literally stops the entire process, stops everything in order to fight Goku one-on-one, and he doesn't care about the secondary issue, okay? And this is kind of the ignorance as well as the wickedness of, 2/3 Jakes, of not wanting to really recognize and understand that yes, between us, all right, like there is an issue between us, but there's also a common enemy between us as well. Like we might not get along, okay, but at the same time there is. A brother did point that out in the book of Clarence, where when Clarence was getting pressed by the centurions, all right, the Israelites stopped their beef with Clarence to protect him, whereas for Vegeta it was like the only thing that matters to Vegeta is his beef or his conflict with Goku, or if you want to translate it, his conflict with another Israelite, the so-called black on black violence, okay, that took precedent over the actual main villain dog, than the actual bigger dog over what they had to over what they had as brothers. He was willing to side with the enemy, and Vegeta said that that was all a part of his plan. So it wasn't anything that Vegeta was taking advantage of. Vegeta had full control, and Vegeta had chosen to put not just the world in danger, but everyone in danger. His people quote unquote, being Goku, and as well as his family, as well as the rest of the earth, okay, the earthlings, in danger for his pride, okay, which that is another thing, all right, the pride of I don't care about other people, I don't care about anything, but I want to do this for me and me alone. Like this, the only thing that drives me is me, which also leads me to this, okay, because I'm not gonna lie, I love Vegeta. Vegeta, I think, is a very good character, okay, very well written character, but at the same time, I will admit that he does have his flaws, especially now after I saw this, which I just saw this today. All right, so Proverbs chapter 11 verse 2, when pride cometh, well, no, wrong one. Oh, did I move it? Proverbs chapter 13 verse 10, only by pride, but with the well advised is wisdom. Okay, so contention. Let's see, what is contention? Contention, the heated disagreement, an assertion, especially one maintained in an argument. So basically it's conflict, or all right, contention, conflict, whatever, basically the same thing. Okay, so with his pride, he created a conflict that did not need to happen. As a matter of fact, if you actually review and look back at the Buu saga and how Majin Buu was revived, how the Buu saga got to as serious as it was all because of Vegeta. All right, Vegeta was the main focus, Vegeta behind it all. Okay, and that's the thing, that it wasn't the first time that he allowed his pride to get in the way and to create a conflict for that people that put people's lives in danger. Okay, because he also let his pride, thinking that he was the best, he was the strongest, he could not be defeated, which made him want to let Cell reach his perfect form, which in turn made Cell stronger than Vegeta. But at the same time, I will admit, I will say, because again, I do like and respect Vegeta to a certain point, that Vegeta did technically Vegeta was technically able to handle Cell. It's just that Vegeta, in the moment when he was using his final flash, number one, Cell dodged his attack, as well as the fact that Vegeta was trying to not destroy the Earth. So if the situation was in a better position, or if Vegeta was in a better position, he would have been able to rectify his solution But that's enough defending Vegeta. The main point is how Vegeta's pride did cause conflict both in the Cell Saga as well as the Buu Saga, as the start of the conflict that Vegeta created in the Buu Saga was when Gohan had to fight. Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan had one more fight before they could just put an end to Majin Buu and stop Majin Buu from being revived. And as a result, Goku and Vegeta had defeated their foes. Gohan had to defeat his foe, Deborah, and Gohan was having trouble, and Gohan, in all honesty, it seemed like Gohan was going to lose unless Goku or Vegeta had stepped in to defeat Deborah themselves. And as a result, because of that, Vegeta took the opportunity to say, like, okay, well, Gohan is nothing. Like, let me go handle this. Like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, I want to fight you, Goku. So get your kid out of here. Let me go finish this up. And then, kind of like basically showing his ignorant side, showing his evil side, showing his evil heart, so that Babidi could say, okay, you know what? I'm going to manipulate Vegeta so that we can make our plans go right. All right. And as a result, that's what spiraled into, okay, so now Vegeta is another fighter. Now Vegeta is fighting Goku. Now Vegeta is gaining energy for Majin Buu. Majin Buu is revived. This and everything gets worse from there. All right. So again, as I said before, it was that pride that Vegeta had wanting to fight with his own people that created that. So let's continue on to hear more of what he's saying.
Like this. When I tell you there's not a single thought in my mind that ever thought like that, like
After that, it's black on black violence. But Vegeta reveals that we should stop fighting each other because the real demon is bigger than us.
this is a
Frieza.
thought-provoking conversation. I've never thought about it like this. When I tell you there's not a I've always said sayings are black, but I never thought about it like black on black violence or anything like that, and the fact that our kind are against each other and things. God damn, bro.
All right, Slakia. So also, there's another thing I wanted to point out. Someone also pointed out. Well, actually, let's just let it play.
That's why Vegeta was so he was like, I don't care about my whole race being destroyed because I'm the exception. Will Smith doesn't care about black people. Wanna know why? Because Will Smith is the exception. If you that is another thing. You have a lot, and the sad part is I've had this talk with certain Jakes. All right, and the thing is that if you look at celebrities, okay, as he mentioned, Will Smith, they don't care about their peoples. They don't care about the people. Look at Michael Jordan, okay? And I'd say one of the only exceptions would be like LeBron James, because LeBron actually did help. I don't know if LeBron makes school LeBron made a whole ass school for, oh hell no. He's basically funding a whole school in order to help out a very super poor kids. He's literally working his ass off to actually help, super poor kids in unstable conditions. All right. But I mean, I will say, they're saying that there are some issues with it, but at the same time, it's a step, okay? It's a step in the right direction, and which is more than we can say about most other people. But that's also another thing. Comparatively, if you look at other, so-called black celebrities, they don't care to do anything else. All right, and Slacky, that is a thing that is about Vegeta. Vegeta, even though he's like he always proclaims himself to be the Prince of all Saiyans, he genuinely does not care about
he never really, thought, okay, well, let me go revive some people, use the Dragon Balls to do this, then the third, and whatnot. And you can't really expect that from Goku, okay? You can't necessarily expect that from Goku because Goku has no attachment to them, all right? But for Vegeta, doesn't that kind of like bring up, like, why doesn't he, think about that? He knows more. He had more experience, but yet it doesn't really bother him to think, okay, you know what, let me go do this and the third, all right? Or even with the few Saiyans that he had, okay, like, why doesn't he do anything? Because both Raditz and Nappa both died on Earth, so they can be revived. But the thing is, and as a matter of fact, they probably could be. They already took orders from Vegeta, so what is it that they? What is it for them to take orders again from Vegeta? But of course, the main point, or the main issue, is the fact that yes, like, they do not care about others, and this is a bit of the I guess the storytelling, all right, as well as the spiritual side of things, where it does not matter. The other people do not matter. The rest of their people, quote unquote, their people, does not matter. The only thing that matters is about them getting out the hood, metaphorically speaking, all right, parabolically speaking, and making a name for themselves, where you have Goku and Vegeta being, some of the most dangerous and well-known characters all throughout the galaxy, okay?
Exactly. He got whitewashed by Frieza. Boom. That's why Dragon Ball Z, intrinsically, subconsciously, black people don't even know how deeply Dragon Ball Z relates to us, because after Frieza, we beat the oppressor. We've beyond that. We've accepted our true nature and become calm and angry at the same time. That's hip hop. That's Wu-Tang Clan. Thoughtless movement. That's perfection.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
To us, because after Frieza, we beat the oppressor. We've beyond that. We've accepted our true nature and become calm and angry at the same time.
Okay, that's actually pretty. That's crazy. The thing is, he was saying calm and angry. Okay, being able to control your power, which comes in the form of the Super Saiyan the original Super Saiyan transformation. All right, that is basically you reaching or bringing out the pinnacle of your peak perfection, your power, and having what's it called? Obtain the pinnacle of your essence, of your character, all right, being the Super Saiyan transformation. That comes from the anger that you have from overcoming your oppressor, as well as the pain that you had, the rage that you had for all that hardship that you had to go through, all right? So yes, that is a very well thought out analysis on as well as parallel that he had come up with.
That's hip hop. That's Wu-Tang Clan. Thoughtless movement. That's perfection. That's amazing. And then after that, what did Goku do? He beat his trauma. Cell, he beat his trauma. Red Ribbon Army, but he didn't truly beat his trauma. His son destroyed all that generational trauma. That's why people love Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, because Gohan defeated all of Goku's trauma, culminated in the one being, and that's why people love him so deeply.
And okay, now, again, this is what brings me to the main topic of me wanting to, make this lesson, okay? Because there's many different. Honestly, I could have made multiple different lessons on this, but I really want to put it all into one thing because there's too many things to go over. Now, over here, it's bettering ourselves. Okay, a lot of us, I would say, in the 1900s, maybe born in the 1900s, early 2000s, whatever. Not necessarily early 2000s, or maybe early 2000s to 1980s, maybe. Okay, a lot of us did not grow up figure in our households. Okay, so as a result, we're going to have I guess, different lifestyles, if you want to call it that. All right. But then there comes the better, us living better lives or becoming better through our children, because we are not allowing our children to be the same way that we were, or have to live the same way that we lived. Okay, we take responsibility and have actual care to, you know what, let me actually take the time and when I have a kid, and actually teach them and raise them up properly. Okay, a lot of us, we didn't have someone to guide us, which is what we see with Goku and Gohan, where Goku had to learn Super Saiyan the hard way, whereas Gohan learned Super Saiyan at a super young age. I think it was 10 or 11, all right? 10 or 11, where Goku had to be way past his adulthood, like in, I think it was 30 or something, or late 20s or 30s, all right, in order for him to finally become a Super Saiyan, where Gohan achieved Super Saiyan at the age of 10 or 11, all right? And for him to do that, it was because he had someone guiding him at the which was his father in the hyperbolic time chamber. So Gohan was able to achieve the peak of his power, or achieve his essence a bit earlier, because he had someone to guide him. Whereas for us, okay, for people that didn't grow up with a father figure in their lives, or by extension had to figure it out on their own, okay, like you had to figure it out yourself, and and it's gonna come to you at a later date. All right, this is the difference. This is that's the beauty of it, that you can genuinely see and get lessons from these types of things, from damn near anything, honestly. Okay, call I'm like YAHAWAH.
Father.
And yeah, I guess technically, you can say for I'm not gonna lie, I don't really fully. Well, I guess yes, but for the Red Ribbon Army, because that's what Cell basically represents it, by proxy of the Red Ribbon Army. Cell is a product of the Red Ribbon Army, and the Red Ribbon Army was a conflict that Goku had to fight when he was younger. So as a result, that is an issue, or an enemy, quote unquote, that he had to overcome when he was younger, and by extension, it was finally finished. Which this is why, comparatively, Dragon Ball Z, with all of it brought together, is a lot better than Dragon Ball Super. I don't think anyone is going to, argue with that. Dragon Ball Super is a lot worse, because Super is just a cash grab, but with Z's story and how it's all brought together, it is surprisingly very well done, and how it's spiritually very sound. All right, especially with how the enemy of the past being Red Ribbon Army, that Goku thought he had already finished, came back and became an issue for him yet again. All right, again, the trauma, quote unquote. But I don't know. I don't necessarily know how that's trauma in that sense, but I can kind of understand from a parabolic way how he brings it to that.
Yo, what the fuck? Yo, this nigga, yo, chill. What the hell? Everybody knows. The fact that Goku was. First of all, Goku still was a good father, but it was like he just wasn't there.
Yeah,
he was a good father. But
he was a great dad. He was a great dad, but he was a great dad.
All for violence. That's, like, bro, regardless of everybody saying, yo, Goku just likes to train. He wants to just fight stronger opponents. He's all for violence. That's literally violence. Just fighting. This is crazy. I never thought about it like this.
Most people don't, because when you get a message, you're probably watching like, man, Goku got hands. He's amazing. But Goku was our dad. Because sometimes my dad, for the most part, a long time he wasn't there. I had Goku. Goku was a powerful person. And then when he trained with Gohan in Highball Time Chamber, he was patient and taught him. I have never got that courtesy from a black dad ever. When I saw that patience and him teaching him, I was like, Goku is him. I love Goku. He's the greatest character of all time. I don't care about the fights at this point.
And again, this is when I first heard this, I genuinely, it made me reappreciate Goku for what he was back then for me. not necessarily in my present years, but which honestly, I guess after Super started up, I started to dislike Goku and the essence of the type of character that he was, because I will say that they kind of like, what's the word, regressed his character in Super. But having heard and seeing all these things that I didn't really understand, or in Z my first time around, it makes me actually think, okay, you know what, Goku is actually a very good character, as well as a very good person. Z Goku, not Super, okay, because he does, he did take the time. He did care about his son. And if you actually look back, well, I will say he wasn't perfect, okay. I think he still was a overall he was an okay father, okay. But overall, if you take a look at some of the things that he did, like one of the best examples of Goku being a good father was the hyperbolic time chamber. Because the thing is, instead, he could have taken the time to train with either Piccolo or Vegeta or literally anyone to actually get, or better yet, Piccolo, more importantly, which is what he did in the initial, when he first returned to Earth after Trunks defeated Frieza. When Goku returned, Goku was training all those years with Piccolo in order to get stronger, and Piccolo did get stronger by extension of training with Goku, but Goku did get a lot stronger and had more control and all that stuff because he was training with Piccolo. So it would have been nothing for Goku to have trained with Piccolo, or chosen Piccolo as a training partner in the hyperbolic time chamber, all right? But instead, he chose to go with Gohan in order to not only spend time with him, but because he saw the potential that Gohan had in him, and Goku didn't need to be the one to do the final thing. He had that much faith in his son, that his son was going to do great things, and that honestly, that now, talking about it now and really examining it now, like, that is a very beautiful thing. And I honestly have to say, like, I'm sorry to Goku for all the bad jokes I made. He's a terrible father, this and the third and whatnot. Like, this is people in danger, okay, which I will say it's not as bad as Vegeta, but it is an issue. And we see that with the whole, when Trunks, okay, he first came to the past and he was talking to Goku, and he told Goku about Dr. Gero, and then Bulma said, oh, I know who that is, I know where we can find him, we can go kill him right now. We can literally, I think she literally said, we can go kill him, like, right now. You can go axe that dude right now, because Goku already killed most of the Red Ribbon Army when he was a kid. So it would have been nothing for Goku to have gone and find out where he was and murk him right then and there. All right, but of course, as we know, that's not what he did. And again, that goes into the whole pride thing, as we read in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 10, when pride created contention, and by extension it created conflict. All right, now, where is it? Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18, pride goeth before destruction, and haughty spirit before a fall. And this is the sad reality of it, that pride of Goku saying, oh yeah, we'll be able to handle these androids, so we're not gonna go murk Dr. Gero now. We're gonna wait for him to be ready to come attack us in this, that, and the third. All right. So that as a result, that's what went down, and he fucked up. And as a result, Goku died as a result of it at the end of the Cell saga, where Cell blew himself up and blew Goku and killed Goku. So it's because of that pride that decision that Goku made at the beginning, because him being basically the leader, I guess, or the decision maker at that time, everyone's counting on me, everyone's relying on me to be able to handle anyone and everyone that anyone, all threats that come to that put our lives in danger. And yet it was because of that pride, thinking like Vegeta, okay, that got him not only got himself killed, but put a lot of people's lives in danger, which caused again the destruction. All right, now with this in mind, all right, another thing that I want to go into was how there is the whole the pride that so-called black, or Slakia, not so-called black men, but Israelite men have in general, okay? Because a lot of Israelite men are proud, and it's very hard to, I guess, lay claim to power being an Israelite, all right? Slakia, it's very hard to lay claim to power, to lay claim to a high position, all right? So as a result, a lot of times whenever we have some sort of authority, okay, or in any instance, okay, an Israelite man will hold on to it like their life depends on it, all right, because that's all that they have. They think that is what defines them, all right. Them being business owners, what a judge or something like that, Judge Joe Brown or whatever the fuck, all right. The thing is that when they get this in their oppressor's world / kingdom, then they hold on tight to it, and they really want to have some sense of self-importance. Oh, funnily enough, I'm not gonna say that's the case for these two, all right, but I will say that is a major thing. But the thing is, let me get this. Psalm chapter 37 verse 11. But the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. And I really want to point out how there is a difference between when we have a pride, okay, as men. When we have pride as men, we have to have some sort of authority as men, which is why I brought up earlier in the beginning the whole hierarchy of the woman and the man and the woman. So the woman is below the man is below YAHAWAH, all right? So this is where that comes into place. And when we are able to acknowledge that, yes, we have to humble ourselves down, we have to be meek. Actually, let's see, what is meek? Out the way. Meek, quiet, gentle, and easily imposed on, submissive. When we're able to submit to Yahawadah, because like the thing is, when I think of like the men of GMS and whatnot, I think that, yeah, I'm like I wouldn't, not necessarily shy, but I would be more quiet and be more patient, I guess, listen to them, okay? All right, I guess shy. I think that's kind of like a fruit cup description of it. So I kind of don't want to say that, but the main issue is that I would be more meek towards the men of the Lord, because there is a hierarchy, and that there's a hierarchy between men as well, where there's the men of the Lord that are experienced and know more than me. Okay, so I'm gonna obviously submit to them and follow their order. Okay, and on that same extension of me, submitting to GMS hierarchy, all right, in that same token, I can expect them, or I would expect them to do that same thing and submit to YAHAWAH, and that's the thing that I truly believe that they're able to do while they are strong men. Pause no homo. All right. While they are strong men, no pause no homo. They're not going to let their pride, dictate how they're going to act, and they're not going to be, giving YAHAWAH any lip or any arrogance. They're going to recognize the order, all right? And that's just as we need to be recognized when there is someone above us. And that's well, you don't go giving your boss lip, or because your boss can just fire you. Your boss can just say, okay, well, you're not being submissive, you're not being cooperative, then get the fuck out of here. You're done. You're jobless. You're unemployed, and this, that, and the third. Okay, and in that same way, we have that same submission to YAHAWASHI, because again, it's understanding and acknowledging the not what's the word, not the authority, the rankings. Okay, Slocky, that's the thing, right? Rankings. All right, and that's how this all, okay? Being able to, and that was in that one song. What was that guy's name? BBNCC Winnings. So proud. I think that his name is gospel song. What is that dude's name? Oh, there it is. Brian Courtney Wilson. Cause I the reason why I remember this is because they would always play this on the radio, because I was listening to a bunch of freaking gospel music when I was a kid. Christian okay, the YAHAWAH. Okay. So now, I remember watching you read your Bible and then crying sometimes when you prayed. And now that I am a man, I finally understand how to bow down and still stay proud. And that's the thing that because I was able to recognize and acknowledge that even when I was younger, yes, we can have pride to depending on what you define as pride, but not in the sense of like thinking that you're hot shit, you're the best. You need to be strong as a man, all right, or strong as whatever, all right, yet at the same time humbling yourself down when it comes to YAHAWASHI and acknowledging the order, acknowledging the hierarchy, and acknowledging that you are working or you are doing something for YAHAWASHI. Let's get that. Purpose. Isaiah chapter, what the fuck? Okay, I got the word wrong. It's not purpose, it was conclusion. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Okay, this is the whole duty of man, that we fear Yahweh and keep his commandments. Okay, our duty, our reason for living is to follow after the words and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi. All right, that is our whole reason for living, and that's why we need to be humbling ourselves down to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi. All right, honestly, I just thought this was a very good lesson. I think that this is a very I want to say that this was a very good video to watch, but speaking as a man, and does not bring much, so this is not really worthwhile. He's saying something good. I think he's saying a lot of good stuff, but he does not know how to listen. I think it's the second time I'm talking about him. Maybe I spoke about on him another time, but like, he just does not know how to take good conversation seriously, or just like calm down and whatnot. Maybe that might be a mental disorder or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. The point is that I just thought that this was a very good topic. That hearing him say this. Okay, so Yahawadah, you were edified. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RICANS, that belongs to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Abad, Babal, and Shalom.